It'll ride smooth as silk.
Good.
I hope so after all this work. Boy, it is a hot day for this kind of work, ain't it?
It sure is that.
Howdy, brother.
Really hot today, isn't it? I think it all depends on what kind of work you're doing.
Well, I've been out there riding on that hot, dusty road with that terrible wind blowing in my face. Now, what have you fellas been doing?
Oh, nothing. Just working and sweating over that fire over there and fixing wagon wheels, that's all.
Well, you're lucky, believe me. It's much better than riding on those hot, dusty roads with that terrible wind blowing in your face. Don't let me interrupt. Keep up the good work. I think I'll just go over here and sit down and relax a minute before I go into the house and rest up.
Hey, you know, little brother, for a fella that's been working as hard as our brother Adam has here, appears to me that he's deserving of something real nice, like a cooling bath. Don't it to you?
Yeah. Yeah, you know, I think that's the least we can do for our brother Adam. Such a sweet guy. Works so hard and everything. Just works himself to death, doesn't he?
It is hot out there on that road, I know. Adam, you fell down. Sorry about that. We're going to cool you
We're
out
going to
now.
cool you up right now.
No, you're not serious.
Yeah, oh, we are, boy.
Oh, yeah.
All right, boys, break it up. Break it up. What are you doing in there, Hoss?
I was thirsty, Paul. What else?
Well, Adam, it's good to see you back. What did Hank Johnson want?
Well, it was a hot, dusty ride.
Oh, can you spare us the details of your hardships and just tell Pa he wants to know, please?
Well, Hank was up at Sheephead, and he saw about 150 head of our cattle up there.
All the way up to Sheephead? They're straying a long way from home, ain't they? That's all the way up in Paiute country.
Well, I'm glad to see that you've come up for air, son.
Hey, Pa, you want Hoss and I to go up there and get him?
Now, I think that might cause a little trouble with the Paiutes.
You can make a deal with them, give them half of them strays. I'd see them through the winter.
You know, you have a point.
Would you like me to ride up that hot, dusty road and settle it?
Why don't you give us some hot, dusty help around here before you leave, huh?
Oh, now, you two boys have been doing such a wonderful job. You don't need any help. Adam, why don't you ride up there? You offer the Paiutes half the herd if they'll help you drive the rest of them down here. 75 head should see them through the winter comfortably.
All right, I'll leave first thing in the morning.
Good.
No hard feelings.
No hard feelings.
Hard feelings. Good morning.
Good morning, stranger. Drink?
Oh, it's a little too early for that. Like a cup of coffee, if you got one.
Always got that. Matter of fact, I never touch anything else but that myself. Passing through?
No, name's Adam Cartwright. Looking for some stray cattle that were seen up here. Thought I'd come in and tell the sheriff what I was doing.
Sheriff? Not around here, friend. McDermott says we don't need one.
Well, who's he?
Who's McDermott? Now, Mr. Callan, you know you oughtn't be coming around here this time of the morning.
Good morning, Scotty.
Good morning, Mr. Callan.
I brought you something.
Oh, why, it's beautiful.
It's all yours, Scotty. It's all yours for 2 bottles of whiskey.
Now, Mr. Callan, now, as much as I'd like to have it, I'm not going to take it because you've had too much to drink already.
Scotty, how could any man have the wisdom to tell another man when he's had too much to drink? No, my friend, none of us can claim an insight so great as all that. 2 bottles, Scotty. 2 bottles of your finest.
Well, at least, will you take them home to drink them, please?
Oh, Scotty, just 1 drink, too. Revive my flagging spirits, and then you'll be rid of me. A glass, Scotty.
That's my property, Rolly. I'll thank you not to ruin it.
Squaw man here painted it, didn't he? Nobody buys his scribblings but Mr. McDermott. You ought to know that by now.
You are a filthy swine.
And you, Mr. Callan, are married to the whelp of a coyote. You got a long, busy nose.
Just didn't like the odds. Kind of curious, what reason you got for roughing up this fella and trying to destroy a beautiful painting like that?
You ever heard the Paiutes? This guy that you feel so sorry for lives with them. He even married one.
Now, maybe if some of the rest of us would learn to live with them, there'd be a lot less trouble. A little less killing, a little less grief.
Well, you go to your church, and I'll go to mine.
Just a minute. You can leave now.
Now listen, you. You picked a wrong town to throw your weight around in. And you, Scotty, you made a little mistake. Mr. McDermott isn't gonna forget that.
It's more the whiskey in it than being hit by Rolly. He's been this way before.
Who's this McDermott that commands such respect from our recent visitor?
Well, McDermott commands respect, as you call it, from everybody in the district, white man and red man alike. Except for my place, he owns or controls nearly everything in town.
To control him?
Mm-hmm, him too. And through his Indian wife, the whole Paiute tribe.
How's that?
Well, Callan sells his paintings to McDermott. And then at McDermott's store, he's able to buy just enough food to keep the tribe alive. And enough whiskey to keep him like this.
Pretty good painter.
Good. Why, a fellow came by here a couple of months ago, and I sold him one of Callan's paintings. Later, he sent me a letter saying that he had showed it to some people at the Smithsonian Institute in Washington. And they told him that given time, Callan could rank with the greatest Western painters. Catlin, Kurtz, Bierstadt, any of them.
It's very special company. You tell Callan that?
Mm-hmm. Didn't mean a thing to him.
Well, I guess we better get some coffee into him.
No, he's going to get himself killed if he keeps living with them Indians. That whiskey doesn't get him first. I never saw a man so hated just for loving his fellow man.
Yeah, well, it all started centuries ago, Scotty, and it's been going on ever since.
Who are you?
This is Adam Cartwright, Mr. Callan. First time I ever saw that hired gun of McDermott back down, Adam made him do it, ordered him off the property.
Did you do that?
Well, let's just say that I convinced him that he might be happier someplace else.
Scotty, bring over my bottle, please, and 2 glasses.
Don't you think that might do you a little more good?
Oh, just don't be foolish. I'd never tell you that stuff. Now then, let's have a drink.
Well, here's to you and your work. You're pretty good.
Thank you.
You're obviously a man of talent, background, education. Why are you burying yourself out here in the wilderness?
Well, I'm married to a very beautiful and lovely Paiute wife. I love her, and I love her people. Does a man need any more reasons than that?
No. You know, nobody ever beat that stuff yet.
Well, maybe not, Adam. The point is, I don't want to beat it. This is my friend, my crutch. I don't know. Whatever it is. I can't seem to live without it. But enough of me. Adam, what are you doing in this warm, friendly little town we call Sheephead?
Well, as a matter of fact, it might concern you. At least your Indian friends. One of our herds strayed up here, and when I find them, I thought I'd give the Paiutes half of them. Should come to about 75 head.
Why?
I'd like for them to help me drive the rest of the herd back to our ranch.
You're a good man, Adam. You're a good man. You know, a fella like me, I'm able to sense a good man when I see one. You're very kind, thoughtful, considerate. I want to tell my people, Paiutes, you're a friend. You're a friend. My people.
I don't know what keeps him going, Adam. I just don't.
Where does he live? I'll take him home.
With a small band of Paiutes, you ride the trail north about 5 miles out of town.
Well, better get him on his horse.
You aren't going to be popular in Sheephead for helping him, Adam.
Well, that's too bad.
Even the Paiutes, they aren't going to look kindly on you when you take him home.
Scotty, you worry too much.
When you live in Sheephead long enough, you begin worrying about your next breath. Oh.
I'm McDermott. Who are you and what do you want around here?
Name's Cartwright. I came up to find some cattle that strayed up here.
Cattle?
A friend of ours saw him up here last week.
Then they're trespassing. Take some advice, mister, and just move on out of this town.
All right, I heard you.
You better hear real good, mister. This is McDermott's town.
Is that a public road?
Yeah, that's a public road. But you step off of it, and you'll likely be stepping on my property.
I'll be very careful.
No way he's doing that drunk a favor.
Maybe you heard about that little wife he's got out there.
Shut up.
Huh, mister? Well, what's wrong with you? Everybody says she's a looker. You even said yourself, did it?
I told you to shut up.
All right, McDermott. You're the boss.
Get some men take care of them cattle he is talking about. Then he won't have an excuse for staying around here.
I come as a friend.
You come as a fool. He dead, you die.
He's not dead. Just had too much whiskey.
Don't talk. Just come and be quiet. Instrument! My brother, he is all right?
Yes, he is all right, Johnny. Just a little too much to drink. Please bring him inside.
Vai por now. Váyame.
Thank you for bringing him home. I am Esther Callan.
I'm Madam Cartwright. I'd like to talk to you.
You give him whiskey?
No, I didn't give him whiskey. If you don't mind.
You give him whiskey, he die. And my people die. Without him, we have no food.
They're beautiful.
They are the heart and the spirit and the tears of a great man.
You always drink like this?
He is sick in his heart for my people, and he is sick with shame for his. He drinks to make easy the pain, but the more he drinks, the worse is the pain.
Well, he loves you and your people.
And And that love is destroying him.
There's a man in town, McDermott. He buys your husband's paintings.
Yes.
Well, from what I've been able to gather, he doesn't like your husband very much.
He hates him because he married me, an Indian. And someday, unless my husband goes away, McDermott will find reason to kill him.
Well, I'll stop by and see you in the morning. I want to talk some more with your husband.
Thank you again, Adam Cartwright, for helping my husband. Goodbye.
Think you can stop hating long enough to help me herd some cattle over here? Be about 75 head. Judging from the looks of your village, you could sure use them. All right. You just stand there and watch your women and children starve when you could feed them. Make them proud of you. Real proud.
Wait. What does white man want in return?
I'll give you half the herd if you help me get the rest of them to the Ponderosa.
It will be done.
Good. Now, you round up some of your braves and meet me at Spanish Peak when the sun climbs to the top. I'll see you then.
My favorite painting of them all. It is gone, my husband.
Yeah. I sold it for 2 bottles of rot gut whiskey.
It does not matter.
Oh, yes, it does matter. It matters a great deal. I'm selling my dreams, my work, my purpose for whiskey. Why do I do that? How can I do it?
You've done so much for my people already, and you've been hurt so much for it.
All I've done is hurt myself.
But you're wasting your gift, a gift of greatness. Go back to your own people, where your life will have some use, some real purpose.
Whither thou goest, I will go. And where thou lodgest, I will lodge. I love you, Esther.
I love you.
There was a herd here, all right. And my hunch is right. Somebody beat us to him with a running iron.
It does not matter. We never really believed in white man's help.
Well, now, if you can help me, we'll get him back.
If Paiute help one white man against another, only Paiute get hurt. Namotaka!
Hiya, Mr. Cartwright.
That roan outside, who's it belong to?
Oh, that's Rowley's, McDermott's gunman.
Was looking for my herd this morning. They're missing. Rolly's got a branding iron steel worm hanging from his saddle.
Uh-oh, I was afraid of that when you mentioned the cattle in front of him.
I offered half of them to the Paiute if they'd help me. Hungry as they were, they refused.
Well, you can't blame them too much. The Paiutes have been kicked around and starved until they're beaten. They're helpless.
Yeah, what this territory needs is not only a sheriff, but a good Indian agent.
Well, now, I've written to Washington a dozen times. I always get the same answer. Too many other trouble spots. Not enough money and manpower to go around. The Paiute is at the bottom of the barrel.
There is a man in Washington that might be concerned for people even as lowly as the Paiutes. Abraham Lincoln.
Lincoln? Well, now, how would we get to the President of the United States?
Callan might.
You tell me how.
Well, if we could get him to Washington with his paintings.
Well, I don't see what his paintings have got to do with it.
If his paintings can move fellas like you and me, would they do any less to Abraham Lincoln?
You mean send Callan to Washington?
Might work.
Mr. Cartwright, you've seen Callan. What makes you think he'd go?
He's got to. I'll ride out and talk to him.
Time up for the boys, Scotty. They've had a long, hard day on the range.
You're not on the range today. I didn't see your men.
Well, mister, if you was out on that range, you was on my property. I warned you about that.
Man has a right to look for stray cattle and have his brand on them.
Didn't find any. Did you?
No. But on your saddle, there's a branding iron. It's still warm.
Of course it is. They've been branding Mavericks all day.
Mavericks. With the Ponderosa brand on them?
Mister, I'm telling you for the second and last time. Get out of this town. Out of this part of the country.
Adam?
Good luck.
You picked peculiar friends. First, that Indian lover, Callan. Now, this one. Friends like that can get you into a lot of trouble.
Yeah, just like that.
What's the matter with you? Are you crazy? Trying to destroy a beautiful picture like that.
Beautiful picture. That's just a Paiute. That's all it is, a stinking Paiute.
That's a work of art, you stupid fool. Someday that'll be worth a lot of money.
What does an old coot like you know about art?
More than you think, Mr. Range Pirate. There's men in Washington that think he's a great artist right up there with the best of them.
Washington?
Yes, Washington. The place that's gonna cook your goose when Callan's paintings show him what's going on out here.
Well, now, Scotty, that's a very interesting little plan you Indian lovers have worked out. Let's go, boys. Hey, Scotty. I sure appreciate that art lesson. Sure do.
Where you go?
To see your sister's husband.
Why?
I have an idea that might help him and your tribe.
I told you. White man's help bring nothing but trouble to Indian.
Yes, I know. But you can't speak for your white brother.
I can't do it. I belong here with my wife and her people. They need me.
They need you more in Washington. Your paints, your brushes could tell their story. Could tell their story to this whole country. You could make this country cry for its red brother. You're their only hope. You could get an agent out here. You might even get legislation passed to help the Paiute.
Governments move very slowly. Who would support the Paiutes if I took my paintings to Washington and wasn't here to paint for their food?
Then maybe the Paiute better tighten its belt even more for the sake of its future.
The red man have no future in white man's world.
He's right. I can only do what I can to make their life tolerable.
Tolerable. What did you call this? Your friend? Well, drink it. But don't lie to yourself. That's no more your friend than you are to them.
That's not true. I love them. I work for them.
That's right. You keep them half alive. You make their existence tolerable, as you say. But when you could do so much more and you refuse, then you're no friend to them. And you, when you refuse to help yourselves, maybe you deserve what you've got.
Wait. You say much truth. You still want help? Find Herd?
I sure do.
We help him. Food, feed us. You go to a white man's government.
Oh, please go, my husband. It is your chance to find yourself.
Esther.
Go before it is too late.
Esther, you know me better than anyone else. My weaknesses.
And your strength.
I'm a drunkard.
You are a great artist. And my husband.
You believe I can go to Washington and stay sober? I can do everything Adam wants me to do and return to you sober?
I believe.
After everything you've been through. After everything I've done to you. What do you believe, my friend?
I'd bet on you.
Well, I guess the only thing left for me is to try. I'll go into town and book passage.
You round up your braves and let's get those cattle.
I don't want to lose you.
You will not lose me. You will gain the world. And the world will gain you.
Well, where'd you find him?
Just where you said I'd find him. Heading for the stage depot.
That right, Kellen? You figuring on making a little trip?
I'm here because your gunman forced me. Now, what do you want?
I just want to talk a little business deal with you.
I'm through dealing with you, McDermott.
Why? You think you're going to get help from Washington? You think I don't know where you're headed?
That's where I'm still headed. You're gonna have to kill me to keep me here.
Kill you? What a thought. Since you was taking a trip, I was just gonna buy you a little drink.
I don't want to drink.
Sure you do. You always want to drink. Rolly, sit our friend down there at the table. Scotty, bring me a bottle.
No, he doesn't want to drink.
Scotty, that trouble you're asking for is getting closer all the time. Drink it.
Mr. McDermott says you want a drink.
Now, you stop that!
Free whiskey, ain't it?
You... Now, you aren't going to kill me, are you?
You're right.
How much you think it'll take to knock him out?
I don't know. He's used to an awful lot, but I guess whatever it takes, we can afford it, huh?
What do you want?
You just brought your husband home, ma'am.
What have you done to him?
Well, now, don't tell us he's never been brought home in this condition before.
But he would not drink now. Not now.
Why not? He's been doing it for years.
Just get him out of the wagon. Get the paintings.
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm just getting Mr. McDermott's private property.
No. They belong to my husband.
Not anymore. He made a new deal with me. Winter food for your people, whiskey for him.
You are lying.
When are you going to give up on that drunken excuse for a man?
He is my husband. He helps my people.
Helps them? Huh. To do what? Sit in their teepees and cry over the plight of the red man?
He fed us, sold his paintings.
He sold them to me. I fed your people. I kept them alive.
You bought his paintings and gave him whiskey to destroy him.
No. I bought them because of you, to help you.
No!
Yes. I've always wanted you.
I told you before. I want nothing to do with you.
You think he can help you? Look at him. Now you come with me, and I'll feed your people. Otherwise, they're gonna starve. It's not gonna be like you think. I love you too.
You do not know the meaning of the word.
Oh, yes, I do. I'll show you.
You touch me and I will kill you.
You couldn't.
Oh, yes. As I would a wild pig. No!
Well, what do you know? You kill her?
No. She killed herself. Because her husband couldn't do anything but get drunk. Because he abandoned her people. You understand?
Sure, I understand. She wasn't much of a loss anyway.
Get out.
Sure.
He's probably been and gone by now.
What are you? My sister, she is dead.
How about him?
Just unconscious.
Take her to a tribe and come back.
It was McDermott. It had to be McDermott.
Well, let's see if we can sober him up. Get some coffee going, right?
It's not true. It's not true. It can't be true. Not Esther. No, Esther can't be dead. Esther, you're lying. Esther.
We're not lying.
How did it happen? How could it happen? How could it happen?
We don't know.
It's cruel. You could do that to Esther. Who would do a thing like that? McDermott?
Just like I said, who else could have done it?
I should have killed him a long time ago. I was sure he was out to destroy me.
My family, which means the odds have changed.
Adam, were you about to do something? All of this because of a lousy Indian. You're stinking Indian squaw.
Don't try anything.
It's all over, fellas. Now clear up.
Jim, this is my family.
Hey, Jim.
How are you?
Adam, kind of figured you might have a little trouble.
Yeah, we kind of figured it was going to be Indian trouble.
Now, the Indian trouble's about over.
Yeah, we'll tell you all about it. First, we gotta get you a ticket to Washington.
Thanks, Adam.
Peggy. Haven't seen you for a long time.
Hello, Adam. Hoss.
Hi, Peggy. What you doing?
Waiting for my daddy.
Is that right? He's been away again?
Yes, but he's coming home today. He wrote me a letter and told me so.
You been waiting out here long?
Since morning. But he'll be along any time now. I bet you before I can count to 100.
100? Not gonna do any skipping, are you?
No skipping, not one number.
Peggy, we'll see. We gotta go mend some fences.
All right, bye.
So long.
Bye, sweetie. Get up. Get up.
One, two, three, four.
Taking a shortcut home through the Ponderosa. That is, if you land barons don't mind.
Well, I don't reckon we land barons mind.
Especially today, seeing as how you've got such a welcoming committee waiting for you.
That ever-loving wife of mine.
I was talking about Peggy. We passed her place a while back. She's out there waiting for you all by herself.
Well, thanks, friend. In that case, I'm glad I took the shortcut. Can't leave my favorite girl waiting. No, sir.
I hope he knows what he's doing.
Ah, come on, boy. You afraid a little jump? Now, you can make it.
He's dead.
98, 99, 100. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Laura?
Adam, you been here long?
No, just stopped by to say hello.
Oh,
If you're heading home, I'll walk along with you.
4 months, and I still can't adjust.
Now you be a very good little girl and go back to sleep. Shut your eyes. There. And maybe when you wake up,
Peggy.
Peggy.
I thought it was Daddy. I thought you were bringing Daddy home.
Bringing Daddy home. Is she still waiting for him?
She's just a child.
What did you tell her about Frank?
He's gone on a long, long trip.
Laura, that was 4 months ago.
Well, that's all she's prepared to understand just now. Would you like a cup of coffee? That is, if you're not in too much of a hurry.
No, I'm not in that much of a hurry.
Adam, I'm so glad you came by. You're the first person that Peggy and I've seen, well, in quite a while.
Well, I don't think that's very good, Laura. I think you ought to get out more. See people.
I know, Adam, and I will before long.
As a matter of fact, the reason I came by is having a spring roundup dance Saturday night. So why don't you come?
No, I couldn't.
Why not?
Well, I appreciate your asking me, but...
Laura, it'd do you good. Now, why don't you just pick out the gayest dress you've got and come on to the dance, huh? Why not?
Well, I might, Adam. I just might.
Hey, hold on there. What's your hurry? Mother's gonna have a cup of coffee with me. Why don't you get yourself a glass of milk and join us? Then we could have a kind of coffee milk tea party.
Peggy, I'm glad you came in. I was about to give Adam some coffee.
I suggested that she get a glass of milk and join us. Then we could have had a coffee milk tea party. But she didn't think it was very funny.
Well, I think that's a good idea. Peggy, go and get yourself a glass of milk from the kitchen.
I still can't get over the way she looked when she come running out there and discovered that I wasn't her father. Laura, I really don't think you're being fair.
Really, Adam, she is my daughter. And I do think I know what's best for her.
Of course. Sorry.
Get out of that chair.
Peggy.
Get out of it. That's my daddy's chair. Get out. Get out.
Peggy, what's gotten into you?
Don't you ever sit there again.
Now, you stop it.
No.
You apologize.
No.
Peggy, you go to your room. Go on. Adam, I'm sorry.
Don't worry about it, Laura. Besides, I've got to get along.
I really don't know what's gotten into her.
I think I understand. What about the dance Saturday night? Now, what time shall I pick you up?
Well, I don't know. I'll have to think about it.
As long as you don't change your mind. I think it'll do you good.
Who's he?
He's an old friend of Mrs. Dayton. Adam Cartwright. One of the Cartwrights.
They're important around here?
You don't know much about this territory, do you? Why, the Cartwrights, they practically own most of Nevada. Outright.
Don't say so. And he's a very good friend of Mrs. Dayton's. Drive me back to town.
You said you wanted to visit Mrs. Dayton.
I've changed my mind.
What?
Mommy, I'm sorry.
Please.
But I said I'm sorry.
Just go to your room.
You wouldn't go to a party without Daddy, would you? Well, would you?
I told you he's away on a long, long trip.
But he is coming back just like he promised, isn't he?
Yes.
Daddy always keeps his promises. He always did. So we just have to wait, Mommy. We just have to wait.
She told Peggy he was on a long trip. Boy, I don't understand that. Frank's dead.
Yeah, it's a difficult thing to do. Tell a child that her father's dead. Particularly for someone as young as Laura. Well,
No, granted she's young, but she's still the child's mother.
I remember when I had to tell you that your mother was dead. Hardest thing I ever had to do.
I'm not saying it's an easy thing. The longer she waits, the harder it's going to be. It's not doing Peggy any good, and it's not doing her any good. So I think we ought to help him.
I think you were right asking you to come to the party.
Here she comes.
Yeah, where's little Joe?
Oh, he's in the kitchen helping Hop Sing whip up some more of this punch.
What about Adam? Where's he?
Well, Adam just went outside with Laura Dayton.
Ain't that just like this family? Little Joe out playing with the punch and Adam out playing the moonlight while I do all the work.
Now, hold on there, boy. What work have you been doing?
Dancing, boy. I've been dancing up a storm. I'm plumb tuckered out.
Have some punch.
This is much better.
Yes, it is.
Right here.
Right here?
Right here is the freshest air on the Ponderosa.
You're right, Adam. It's perfect. And the whole evening has been perfect. Oh, I'm so glad you thought of inviting me.
May I have this dance? I'm glad you decided to come, Laura. For a while there, I thought you were going to change your mind.
I almost did. I was afraid Peggy wouldn't understand.
Well, there's no reason she shouldn't want you to enjoy yourself.
And I am, Adam. Oh, I'm having such a wonderful time.
Are you? Are you really?
Yes, I am. And I'm so grateful to you. I'm so very grateful. And what are we doing?
I believe it's called kissing.
But we shouldn't, Adam. We shouldn't.
Was it that bad?
No, you don't understand.
Well, what's wrong, Laura?
Adam, please take me home.
Home? The party's just begun.
I want to go home now. I have a terrible feeling that something's wrong with Peggy.
Well, Mrs. Wilton is with her, isn't she?
Please, Adam.
All right, Laura.
I'll get my wrap.
You have to promise to go right to sleep.
All right, Mommy.
That's a good girl. I'll be up in a minute and tuck you in.
Everything all right?
She's fine now.
What was wrong?
Oh, she had a nightmare. I'm so glad I came home.
Well, couldn't Mrs. Walton have handled it?
Well, it's not the same thing, Adam. Adam, you just don't understand.
You know, that's twice you've said that tonight. Now, just what is it that I don't understand?
About Peggy. About how I'm trying not to hurt her. How I'm trying to protect her and shield her from pain.
Do you really think allowing her to believe that her father is coming back is shielding her from pain?
What do you want me to do? Make her forget her father?
I just want you to tell her the truth.
Well, when she's older. Not now.
Laura, I know you love Peggy, maybe too much. But just because she's a child doesn't mean that you should underestimate her. Children do adjust to the problems of life and death. I know. I had to when I was a child.
Well, I can't.
Why not? Why can't you?
Don't. Please, Adam. Please, leave me alone.
You know, I understand what's wrong with Peggy. But I don't understand what's wrong with you, Laura.
I can't discuss it now. I have to go upstairs to Peggy. She needs me.
I know that's what I've been trying to tell you all evening. Good night.
Mommy, are you coming to bed, Mommy? Mommy?
Mr. Cartwright?
Ma'am?
You are Adam Cartwright.
That's right. Can I help you?
I think perhaps you can. I was waiting in town to see you, but I decided to come out here.
Well, what's on your mind?
Frank Dayton and his wife. I understand that you're what they call a very good friend of Mrs. Dayton.
Excuse me, I don't quite follow you.
Well, just before he died, I loaned Frank Dayton $500.
Why are you telling me all this?
I don't particularly want to embarrass Mrs. Dayton, and I thought that you, as a good friend, might intercede for me.
I see. Why don't you talk to Mrs. Dayton yourself?
Would you like me to tell Mrs. Dayton that her husband and I were going away together? That he was sick and tired of her? That all he wanted was to take his daughter with him. Peggy, I think her name is. That's why I loaned him the $500.
And he was going to take Peggy away from her mother just like that.
I've told you. He didn't think much of her, and she of him, for that matter.
Well, how do you know all this?
Here's the last letter she wrote him, in which she told him so. Would you like to read it? I'll tell you what, Mr. Cartwright. If you can make arrangements for my loan to be repaid, there's no need for me to tell Mrs. Dayton anything about this. And I'll throw in that letter as a bonus.
All right. Right in the town. I'll make the arrangements.
Thank you. You're a very understanding gentleman.
Where did you get it? From a woman?
That's right. I got it from a woman.
Always a woman. He thought so little of me, he even shared my letters with them.
Well, she's gone back, and you have the letter.
Did you read it?
Yes, I did.
Oh. I'm sorry, Adam. You've been so kind and tried so much to help.
I'd still like to help.
I'm afraid it's too late now. You did read the letter, and you know what I wrote.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, yes, it does. I wrote Frank that I hated him. That I wished him dead. I wished him dead, and now he is dead.
Laura, it was an accident. Frank was drinking. I was there when it happened.
But the point is, I wished it to happen.
Laura, a child might believe that a wish had something to do with it. But you are not a child. Your feelings are perfectly normal for a woman who has just discovered that her husband has been unfaithful.
Just found it out? Oh, no. I've known it all the time. He was always going off more and more, staying longer and longer, drinking, carousing. Well, I waited, and he always came back. But not to me. To Peggy. To Peggy, he was the most wonderful father in the world. And now he's dead.
And you had nothing to do with it. It was an accident, and can't you understand that?
Night after night, I prayed for his death. I knew he was with some other woman. And don't you understand that? I hated him.
But now there's no more reason to hate. There is no more reason to feel guilty. Is there?
No, I guess not.
Well, you don't sound very sure. Is there anything else?
No, nothing else. I understand. And I feel better.
All right. Then you've got to help Peggy because she's a part of all of this, and you've got to tell her the truth.
No, I can't. Not right now. I'm tired. I'm very tired. Besides, well, she was always her father's child. I could never even really talk to her. Adam, you tell her.
No, Laura, it's got to come from you.
No, Adam, you've helped me so much. You can help her, too.
I'm sorry, Laura. You are the child's mother, and you have to do it.
Adam, please. Please.
All right. I'll see what I can do.
From? Are you lost? You're nice, and you're the prettiest pony ever. Yes, you are. He's yours?
He's from the Ponderosa.
My mommy isn't home.
I know.
What's he doing here?
Well, it was his idea. He led me here. He seemed to know that there might be a little girl waiting for him. It's been kind of lonely over at our place. Matter of fact, we've been trying to find a new home for him. So if you would be willing to take care of him, he's yours.
Are you trying to make friends with me?
Sure. Well, he needs a friend. He's never ridden, so hasn't been very much fun for him.
I won't take anything from you.
Well, you'd be doing him a favor. I think he needs a little girl's attention.
You look awful sad.
Maybe he thinks you don't want him.
You mustn't think that. It's because, well, if I did take him, it wouldn't be because of you.
Of course.
And I still don't like you, you know.
Sure, but one thing has nothing to do with the other.
You don't have to worry anymore. I like you very much, and I'm going to take very good care of you.
Why don't you take him for a ride?
Would you like that?
Yeah, he hasn't been ridden very much. He sure misses it.
All right. I can do it myself. See? By myself.
Absolutely. A real expert. Now, which way are you headed?
Down that way.
Funny, I was riding that way myself. Mind if I ride along with you?
I don't care if you want to. Come on, faster.
I bet he can, too. How about a race?
All right, where to?
Well, you know where Lefferts Pond is?
Uh-huh, over that way.
Okay, ready?
Ready.
Let's go.
Adam, are you sure you didn't just let me win that race?
Oh, you want it fair and square.
He is fast.
Well, sure, that's what I was telling you.
Will my daddy be surprised when he sees him?
Sure will. Where is your daddy?
He's on a trip.
He's been gone a long time, hasn't he?
It's pretty, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure is.
Now it'll die.
No, just go away and come back again next spring.
No, they never come back.
Well, there's lots of others to take their place.
But it won't be the same.
You're right, Peggy. You know, it's kind of like that with people, too.
Nobody can take my daddy's place. He's coming back, he promised. Now let's go home.
That wouldn't be fair.
Why isn't it fair?
Because you've got to give me a chance to get even, see? You won the last race. Now I'm going to see if I can win this one, all right?
All right, but I'll bet I'll beat you again.
Okay. All right, you ready?
Let's go.
What's the matter? The race over?
I don't want to race anymore. You can win if you like. I'd like to go home.
All right. Come on, I'll ride along with you. Well, come on. This is the way, isn't it? What's the matter?
I don't want to go that way.
Why not?
I don't know.
Are you afraid? Why? Peggy, are you afraid because you know that your father's dead? Where's Peggy?
Upstairs?
What'd she say to you?
She wouldn't even talk to me. She just ran up to her room. Adam, what happened?
Oh, I brought a pony over from the ranch. I thought she'd like to ride him.
Well, that was very sweet. But surely that isn't what upset her.
No. We were becoming pretty good friends until the ride took us near the cemetery.
You showed her Frank's grave?
No, she ran away.
Then you never really got around to telling her.
I didn't have to, Laura. She knows that Frank is buried there.
Knows? But she couldn't know. That's impossible.
Well, she does, Laura. She ran off because she was scared. She's afraid of the truth. She's afraid because she knows that her father is dead and buried there, and because she loves him, and because the only other person she loves won't tell her the truth about him.
Well, she doesn't love me.
Well, even if that were true, it doesn't make any difference. She still needs you. So you have got to tell her the truth.
All right. Tomorrow.
No. Not tomorrow. Today. Now.
I don't know how to start.
Well, start by telling her what's happened. Tell her that her father isn't coming back again.
No, if I tell her the truth, she'll hate me just like Frank. Oh, yes, he hated me. Right from the beginning. But I don't really blame him. Because it was so terrible.
What was so terrible?
Me. Everything. I was afraid of him right from the first. I was afraid of him from the very first night. And I was afraid of myself. I was afraid that I would do the wrong thing or say the wrong thing or act the wrong way. I was afraid that I might be silly or foolish or childish. And I cried. And Frank broke down the door. And then he came in laughing, and I was crying, and I was calling for my mother. Oh, can you imagine that? A married woman crying for her mother. Well, he kept on laughing. And I was crying. The more he laughed, the more I hated him. Oh, yes. I hated him so much. I wished he was dead. I wished he would go out and get killed and never come back. Oh, I hated him. I hated him.
Nobody can blame you, Laura, for feeling like that.
You don't understand. I drove him to other women. I made him what he became. It was all my fault. It's mine.
So that's where it is. Laura, you couldn't help what you did. But Frank couldn't help what he did either. When two people fall in love and get married, there's no guarantee that it's going to be a beautiful and easy life. You and Frank couldn't talk your problem out, so he drank and went someplace else for comfort, and you began to hate. You see, if we're lucky enough and, wise enough, we know that sometimes you can love a person for the things they're not, as well as for the things they are. But you and Frank couldn't seem to do it. So there's no blame now for either one of you, really.
Do you really believe that? Honestly and truly?
Mm-hmm. Honestly and truly.
I was so frightened. So confused and so alone.
And there's nothing worse in this whole wide world. But you're not alone, you know that.
Yes, Adam. I know that. Thank you.
You don't love Daddy. You never did.
Peggy.
You don't want Daddy to come back.
I can explain.
It's all your fault because he isn't home, because he doesn't want to come home to you.
Peggy,
Don't you talk to me. I hate you.
Listen to me.
And I hate you, too. I don't want you. I want my daddy. It's all your fault because he isn't home because he doesn't want to come home to you. It's all your fault, and I hate you.
Peggy. I have to tell her.
$31, $32, $33, $34, $35, $36, $37, $38, $39, $40, $41, $42, $43, 44, 45, 46, 47,
Peggy?
48, 49.
Peggy, I have to tell you something.
51.
He's dead.
52. 53.
Peggy, your father's dead.
54. 55.
Don't look for him there. He won't
56,
come.
57.
He's dead, and he's buried in the cemetery. It's the truth,
60.
Peggy.
61.
And I have to tell you because
62,
I love you.
63.
Peggy, dear.
64. Count, Mommy, count. And he'll come. You'll see, you'll see. 65.
Peggy.
66. 67. 66.
Peggy, he's dead.
69. 70.
Stop it.
Count, Mommy, count. He'll come. You'll see. 71. 72.
Peggy.
73. 74. 75.
76. 77. 78.
No, Mommy.
79.
Oh, he's dead. He's
80.
never coming back. Never. Never. Stop it. I know, Mommy. I know. I love you. I love you, Mommy.
Good morning.
Adam, you're early.
Which means that you're late getting ready.
Come on, Peggy. Adam's here to take us to the picnic.
Well, good morning, Peggy.
Morning, Adam.
That is a beautiful dress.
It's new. Well, we better hurry. Come on. We won't be a minute.
Would you rather have a coffee milk tea party?
No, why don't we just do as we planned?